Oh wow. Last time I came here it was just full of rubble and bricks. It was just a total mess. And now, totally viewable where the ready use lockers are, where the gun mount and the swivel points were. It's in remarkable condition. There used to be, on those brackets, they're the old ones, there used to be a really tall watchtower here. And this is one of the £6 emplacements. There's another £6 emplacement just over there. Dave and I have walked through those and they were in a terrible state last time, but hats off to the people who have restored these, cleared them out. 6-inch gun, that's fair. And those are those watchtowers that I mentioned. That would have been on those steels that have been cut off. I do remember last time I was here, everything was overgrown and we had to really fight to get through. Oh, it was like this. That's what it was like last time. So they haven't cleared this one. So that's a representation of what Dave and I went to look at last time. It was just smashed to bits and dumped, and now it's totally clear. And down there was little offices and some toilets. Those will be there, down there. Get the white balance right, down there. So we should be able to go in the buildings behind here and get into them nice and easily. So we look at all the magnificent work that's going on down there, the clearing, all the overgrowth. Because I'm sure last time I was here we couldn't see any of this because it was above head height. So we can get down there, can't we, Harry? Yeah. And have a look in those back office areas through there. Right, so when we go, Harry's gone the sensible way. So this was, I think this is a spent rounds magazine. That's the old electrical ducting. It's been put to one side. This is a spent munitions locker, I believe. So when a round is fired up in the gun, they can pass the old hot shell down here and it's taken away. And they'll use the rounds from the ready use locker there. That's a little shelter room. We'll go around there and look at that now. Are they rails?
Well, I thought that, but it looks a bit, I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Just looks like a rebar, doesn't it, or something?
Yes. Yeah. Interesting. You seen the brick floor?
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool, that. I really like that. In between the concrete, because concrete's easy to pour, but that is real workmanship. I like that. And then this, I think Dave worked out these were toilets last time. And that's the original floor. See, all this was under a foot of sand when we came here last. But Dave worked out, yeah, he thinks there was a big mirror on there. That's where the basins were to wash your hands. And then these were the cisterns, I think he said. The cistern brackets for the urinals. And then this way were the toilets, I think he said. But I'm looking in there and that's full of electrics. Unless they had like a little portaloo and then they had the electrics at the back. What do you think, viewers? There's quite a lot of electrics in there. Cloth covered cable. And big fuse wires. All the asbestos has been taken out. Someone's come along and removed the asbestos to make it safe for people to come in. Interesting. More cloth covered cable there. This is all Second World War era. Then in here, oh wow, it's even got the pinstriping still. The squadron pinstriping that was very customary to the British Army. There's been a large electrical equipment there on the back. It's been painted round, later removed, leaving the shadow. And then the wood above, moving along there. Then above, a large vent. Now we've got the window here. And all the broken up concrete there. That might even be part of the roof structure from the main gun that's been pulled out and dropped off when when they've removed the gun itself. Can you see that, viewers? Just through there. That might have been part of the gun roof, because when we go out here it's very open, but they used to be partially covered. But to get the gun out, they had to smash the roof off. And that'll be a cue for Dennis roof off joke. These are the ready use lockers. Right there, and they go around. There's one underneath Harry. And then we're going to go up these steps onto where the gun used to traverse.
It's a bit slippy.
That does look rather slippy. And that is the gun pit. That is the gun centre pintle. You can see where the bolts have been undone when the gun's been removed. Staggering to look at. Really, truly staggering. And thank you to the people who've tidied that up, because that was a right mess last time. Just full of the rubble from destruction of it. You can see down there some of the electrics that went to the gun, because I believe these were electronically fired. You can see down there the green paint that was very applicable to these installations. To paint everything green. You can see the shuttered concrete. We're just going to go through and look back at the other gun that hasn't been cleared out, to give an impression of what it used to look like. As we go through the cable channel here, moving this way through this large central room that adjoined the two gun emplacements. And this is what they used to be like. Me and Dave climbed over all of that to get through. Ready use lockers filled in. This was the destruction of the 1960s and 70s, when they just tore places like this to bits. And I've got a very similar photograph of that from back 3 years ago when we came here last. So we've seen some new things here today, Harry. Oh!
The markings on the floor, no?
Oh yeah.
It's not quite shoulders.
Yeah, I didn't see that last time. All the paint. The floor to mark things out. I wonder if this was a ready-use magazine. I wonder. Would this have been a cordite store? And then the shells kept out there? Because he always stored the cordite separate to the shells. What we're going to look at next, Harry?
Not too sure. I know there's some spotlight positions.
Oh yeah, let's go look at those.
Quite cool.
Yeah, so there'll be a Mercury arc searchlight position, because with a gun you need a searchlight. Ooh. I just noticed the rubber seal. The rubber seal that went round these ready use lockers is still in place. The sort of desertion and burial of these has really preserved them. It's so nice to see them in such a cleaned out state now, because they really were bad before. Bit troublesome underfoot. 3, 2, 1, go.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hello, viewers. As I was saying before Andy decided to blow his nose, I think this will have been a generator / utility room, mainly because of the checkered flooring and layout.
Alright. See, this was all buried as well. Tiled floor. Oh, Harry's turning into Kevin McLeod now. I'm just trying not to slip down the icy stairs. Wow. It even says Harry up there. Was that you?
No, that wasn't me.
A different Harry. They've even gone to the trouble of tiling the floor. That's national service when they've had nothing better to do. They've tiled the floor. That's magnificent.
English made as well.
Are they? England. Oh, this is this. See, I've come here today, viewers, as a revisit, thinking I will pretty much film the same stuff, but with a newer camera. We're in buildings that were totally inaccessible last time. So I agree, this has had 2 generators, one there, an electrical switchboard there, then a tank of some sort there, and then distribution here as well. And the way I'm saying that, viewers, is because the channeling runs down there, up there from the 2 plinths there, and it runs to these. Now, as we've said before, military installations are always very similar, and there was one of these down in Dover, near, what was it called? Southfallen Battery. I was there with Ian and Chris from IKS, and it was a very similar building, although larger, very similar layout. And I wonder what was in those. Can you see that, viewers? They're sort of at 45 degrees to horizon, 2 mountains. Could only be expansion tanks. And they count them on the sides to get all the bubbles to the top, maybe. Coolant expansion tanks, maybe. And you can see how much sand's been in here. These have been preserved literally by the sand. It says NCO LBDR WAGHER. I think that's from back in the Armed Forces days, that. All the rest's just graffiti. That's from, I'm sure that's from back then. No, really like that tile floor. That is ace. I've never seen a tiled generator room before, but that I'm sure is from the days of national service, when they simply had lots and lots of people, lots of time and nothing to do. So they used to get them doing menial tasks like tiling a window ledge in a generator room. You can see where it's got a blast wall outside. All the glass has gone, unfortunately, but we can see lintel points above where they could have had lifting beams above where the engines was supposed to be slung in. That has been for fixing a hand pump, for pumping oil perchance, into smaller containers. So out of a big 50-gallon drum into containers to top the oil levels up on the 2 engines that would have been there, I believe. One generator building for the 6-pounder gun emplacement. I really like this room. There's something about this room, I really like it.
I hope they get some more tiles and retile it all. They look quite nice.
Yeah. They do look nice. I love the black and white checker. That's actually coming back into fashion.
It is. Very early 1900 power station look.
Yes, and I really, really like that.
Very cool.
Really cool. It's intact there.
It makes you wonder where they've all gone.
Stolen.
Yeah, they've been in someone's kitchen right now, somewhere.
Someone's pulled them up and stolen them, yeah.
If this is in your kitchen, viewers.
And we've got the vents built into the concrete above to ventilate this room. So it would have got very hot in here if both engines were running. To power the searchlights, the ops room and the gun batteries. Very warm indeed. So that was Harry showing me round the generator room, which is just there, and a very quaint and peaceful generator room it is. Where next, Harry?
I'm going to say the spotlight positions.
Yep.
I'm not too sure how to get to them.
Ah.
There's going to be some trial and error into it.
Yeah. But with the art of editing, we'll be there in a jiffy. So see you there in a jiffy. There we are. See? It's easy. It wasn't a 20-minute walk across soft sand at all. Straight here. And here we are. This looks slippery though. Right. Because underneath this slippery grass is ice. So, a bit careful. We're alright. It's wet wood with ice on top now. You know that bit on Home Alone where Kevin's poured water on the stairs going down to the basement,
Yeah.
and the guy that's got fluffy hair slips?
Is it going to be a recreation of that?
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully not. This is a searchlight position. Wow. And you can see how they've had two big doors to open up, because the issue with searchlights is they're not like modern torches. You can't just turn them on and off. So inside here they painted it blue. I wonder why. And then here are the little lock nuts to lock open the doors at certain positions, and then they could search out over the river, the Humber estuary, give out positions to the guns of where enemy targets were, then the guns would engage the target. The doors are long gone, but the railings for the guns are still here, and they're in fairly good condition really. They'll rub down with a wire brush and a hammer iron and they'll be good to go. Got some more lock nuts there. And then out to the estuary. This is the back of the searchlight position here. So there was a bit of room for the crew who could be there. I think they were like tungsten carbide, but they did tungsten lighting, and they put a small amount of electricity, but it gave out an incredible amount of light.
Is there any reason for the blue?
I think the blue is to absorb the light.
Right.
You know, so when it was piercingly bright inside, I think the blue was to absorb that so it didn't blind them all. You know what it wants in there now?
A replica.
Hot tub.
Hot tub.
It's just right for a hot tub with a blue and the circle. That's a really good picture. So it's got the gun emplacements there, the 2 watchtowers, and there's buildings to the right and left. We're right out here. We're here. On these, and these are the searchlights. Wow. And then that's where the row houses were, and the 2 lighthouses. Can't see the railway much though. The railway is like there.
Yeah, tree as well, yeah.
I think that is a tree, yeah, carved out. That is the point of Spurn Point, viewers. That's the point. So we've got Iceland, Sweden, Scotland, England, and Australia all on there. Sydney's 10,474 miles away, but Copenhagen's only 520, and that's not that far. So Harry and I were talking in the car on the way here. We're talking about going further afield, doing some more Euro trips. Coming soon, viewers. Coming soon. So Harry has brought us to the next searchlight position. This looks in a bit more worse for wear condition, which rhymes. Not intentional, but we can see in the tar floor, we can see the indents of where the searchlight feet used to be. Can you see that, viewers? Let's turn the light on, get the ISO down. And I love the blue. The blue's really nice. It's a nice shade of blue. And we can see where the pegs were put into the concrete when they poured it, so they could screw to the pegs and put the electrics in to fit out the bolts there. And whoever's removed this, they've undone the nuts, removed it from each corner, then put the nuts back on, just in case they needed it again. Just that attention to detail makes places like this very special. And here we can see where the telephone junction box was, so they could have communication with the operations room to relay back what they could see with their searchlight. Just looking up here, viewers, we've got a telephone junction box there for the communications to and from the ops room, and that is Bakelite. It's old style Bakelite with brass slotted screws and the galvanised clip there to hold the cable in. You can see where it's gone across the top of the lintel and then down and then to this here, and then over in the searchlight area you can see the troughs where the cabling went, and then above there's a vent to let the smoke out for when they had the doors shut, because there wouldn't have been much ventilation in here when the doors were closed. Lots of heat and smoke. There's Harry. That is the external of that searchlight building. And this is the extent of the clearing work that's going on. Hats off to them. A couple of years ago when I came here with Dave, this was completely overgrown and just impassable. So viewers, I believe me and Dave came down here last time, but it was full of sand, so we didn't get that far. But let's see what we can see today. Lots of cables that used to come in. Ah yes, I remember this now. Brick-lined tunnel with a shuttered concrete roof. And then it's had electric cabling coming along here. Oh dear. I think the cold's got the best of the bed.
Oh, it's a dead bod.
Dead bod. Is that the original dead bod?
That might be the original dead bod.
Oh, bless it. And then here, this is the remains of an old searchlight position, because we've got the arc there. It's all buried and gone. Then coming round to here, very similar to the searchlight positions from before, but larger. Part of the roof's collapsed as well. There, it's in a bit of a sorry state, but it's been propped up by the whoever's put this in, Yorkshire Wildlife Trust. And it's part of the old roof structure there. And that's the VTS tower, VTS Humber. This, viewers, we looked at this last time we were here, and Dave seems to think it was some sort of machine gun trench. It goes right the way in. There. Quite long. But I ain't going to climb in today. I'm just getting a picture of that. That is the Humber lifeboat weather forecast. So it's all relation to that stone. Stone gone, tornado. I like that. And then this is the, well, that's bottles of water for when it's very sunny, I guess, but it's frozen at the minute. Then we've got the RNLI flag there on the jackstaff, and then we've got a compass. So we've got the standard northeast southwest, never eat shredded wheat there, and it's very frozen today, as we've got the audio from a 110 Defender, mint condition, V plate. So there's the point that way. There's Harry. This is the beach. You know something I've just noticed, Harry? No one has been on the beach today. Not a single person. There's still the ripples in the sand from when the tide went out. Just here, viewers, where the shoreline is zigzaggy, there used to be houses on there, terraced houses, and those were the houses for the people who worked at the point. The Coast Guard and the lighthouse keepers all lived in those houses there. This low lighthouse was designed by James Walker, and it was constructed in 1852. By 1895, this low lighthouse was decommissioned and replaced by the high lighthouse, which became the sole and primary lighthouse of Spurn Point. It's worthy of note that the lighthouse was then converted into a water tower, and the large proportion of the top part of the low lighthouse is now a decommissioned water tank. Oh, there's some old rope there. Old marine rope. That is the doorway in. Don't think we're getting in there today, viewers. That's the doorway into the old lighthouse. Make our way back across this virtually unwalked beach as we go back to the collapsed jetty where there used to be the terraced housing. So viewers, on our walk back to the higher ground across the beach, we noticed this pipe running along the beach going to the low lighthouse. We think this was added when they converted the low lighthouse into a water tower. So this carried water to or from the terraced houses and Spurn Point. Downstream of the fire, which is where we don't want to be, unfortunately. Hopefully the smoke will not follow us back. So it's a long walk with smoke-filled lungs. So this is the newer lighthouse from 1895. And this was in use, active use, until 1985. The brickwork is magnificent. Harry was commenting on the bricks near the top where they come out to make the radius at the top larger. Very nice. And you can go in it sometimes, but today it's closed. Because it is, what is it, December? It's December now, isn't it?
Yeah.
December 2022 and it's about 2 degrees.
It's nippy.
Yeah. That's what it looks like on the inside, viewers. So viewers, we're now going to go to a World War II position a little further up. And it was a watchtower for shipping. And the watchtower guided the guns that were further down the fort here at Fort Spurn. They were the guide for the guns to track the targets of enemy shipping in the North Sea, which is just over there. This is interesting. Definitely wasn't here last time because I remember. And it's a butterfly, I want to say. It's got 6 legs, 2 wings and 2 tentacles. It's right here. What do you reckon that is, Harry? Is it a butterfly? A flying thing. Yeah, so there is a flying thing. Can you tell we don't do nature on this channel? So viewers, this is the location of the Port War Signal Station. These were a fortified military base that operated as the command and control post for a series of military forts that made up the Humber Defence Area Scheme. These included the forts at Godwin Battery, Bullsand, Haley Sand forts that were in the Humber, and Spurn Point Gun Battery that we looked at earlier in this video. The Humber Defence Scheme was implemented in 1915 in response to a German Zeppelin attack during the First World War on Hull. The Port War Signalling Station was the centralised communication hub that would feed commands and information to all of these other forts. Manned with over 80 personnel and equipped with machine gun posts, the Port War Signalling Station was the essential lookout post that controlled all of the shipping in and out of the Humber estuary. I think this is just a small room from memory. Wow. So they've got a stove there to keep warm. It's very blackened. Women at Spurn Point. The lifeboat inn. Interesting. So World War II, women were here also. And what we're looking at here, underground telephone exchange. Interesting. So this is the remains of the Port War Signal Station, viewers. The gate is locked today, but I'll cut scene to footage from last time where I was using an old camera and I think I was zoomed in and all sorts. It was a right mess. But that's the only footage I've got, and we'll cut scene to that now.
the cable incomer. Yeah, it's like dead end down there.
Meanwhile, viewers, as you can see, the sun is going down, and soon it is going to be dark and very cold. So Harry's just pointed out that we should go back. Here is a little layout of the Portsmouth signal station. Very big and very important place. And here was the main gates, just there. All now sadly demolished apart from the underground areas, which we cannot get in today, but maybe one day. So viewers, it's the long walk back now, 2.6 miles back to the car. Thank you so much for watching this ALW Research Team video. This is Harry, and I'm Andy. Please subscribe to the channel on that button there, and why not watch this video next? And I'll see you every Thursday at 4 PM UK time. Bye bye for now. Watch that.